In the early 1830s, the Nullification Crisis arose when leaders of South Carolina had the idea that states did not have to follow a federal law and could nullify that law. During this time, northern states began industrializing, while southern states leaned more towards agriculture. When the idea of nullifying a law came about, it was promoted by one of the most experienced politicians in the country. One of the biggest problems in the country were the tariffs that were placed. They favored mostly for the North, not as much to the South. South Carolina and many other southern states were outraged by a tariff that was passed which raised taxes on imports. This tariff was so controversial that it became known as the Tariff of Abomination. During the time of the crisis, Andrew Jackson was elected president. As more problems arose from the tariff, the vice president resigned from his position and was elected Senate of South Carolina. The South soon began to see the tariffs as an unfair advantage to the North because they were selling cotton overseas. John C. Calhoun got all of the southern states to agree to nullify these tariffs. When Andrew Jackson began noticing a problem, he tried to compromise with the South, but unfortunately, the South did not agree to what he was compromising. The compromise that Andrew Jackson had in mind was to lower the tariffs just a tiny bit. Even at that, the South still did not believe that it was good enough. It was at this time when John C. Calhoun decided that South Carolina and all the other southern states would all be about states' rights. At this point, South Carolina had decided that they were going to try and break free from America as long as these tariffs were in place. In response to this statement, Andrew Jackson decides that he would take military action if South Carolina actually breaks free from America. Because of Andrew Jackson's threat to take military action, South Carolina decides that they will stay as a part of the United States. Unfortunately, South Carolina doesn't stay quiet for long. All southern states are still quite enthusiastic about having states' rights. Because of the strong feelings towards having states' rights, these southern states end up sparking up a revolution. This revolution becomes the American Revolution, also known as a Civil War. This is because the North and the South fought against each other in their own country.